With just 22 days to the U.S. presidential election, Washington is grinding on hearings, rallies, and protests. The high-profile Supreme Court nomination hearing for Amy Coney Barrett is underway, and protesters have gathered in front of the Supreme Court. Democrats are keen to change the course of action, but they face a 53-47 majority in the House Senate. Our next report brings you all the highlights of day one.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give this committee is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
The Senate Judiciary opened its four-day confirmation hearing for the appointment of nominee Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court.
I'm honored and humbled to appear before you today as a nominee for Associate Justice of the Supreme Court.
In the opening statements of the high-stakes hearing, Barrett vowed to approach cases based on the law and not her personal views.
More than the style of his writing, though, it was the content of Justice Scalia's reasoning that shaped me. His judicial philosophy was straightforward. A judge must apply the law as it is written, not as she wishes it were. Sometimes that approach meant reaching results that he did not like. But as he put it in one of his best-known opinions, that is what it means to say that we have a government of laws and not of men.
This is a crucial step before a full Senate votes to confirm Barrett's nomination by the end of October. Republicans defended their decision to hold a swift hearing and condemned what they called inappropriate criticism on Barrett's religious identity. Trump has been criticized for nominating a devout Catholic, as it can potentially change the dynamics of the Supreme Court.
This is an election year. We're confirming the judge in an election year after the voting has occurred. What will happen is that my Democratic colleagues will say, this has never been done, and they're right in this regard. Nobody's, I think, has ever been confirmed in an election year past July. The bottom line is Justice Ginsburg, when asked about this several years ago, said that a president serves for 4 years, not 3. There's nothing unconstitutional about this process. This is a vacancy that has occurred through a tragic loss of a great woman, and we're going to fill that vacancy with another great woman.
But I hope that one thing that this confirmation process will stand for in the end, I hope when we look back at the confirmation hearings for Judge Amy Barrett, soon I hope to be Justice Amy Barrett, one thing we will say is that was the time, that was the year that the attempt to bring back religious tests for office was finally stopped.
Democrats have firmly opposed Barrett's nomination close to the election. Republicans hold a 53-47 majority in the Senate. This leaves Democrats with no hope to stop or derail confirmation of Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. They fear that Republicans will use Barrett to strike down the Affordable Care Act, which was enacted during Barack Obama's presidency. The policy enabled millions of Americans to avail medical coverage. Democrats voiced their strong opposition to the confirmation process. Democratic vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris called it illegitimate.
This hearing has brought together more than 50 people to sit inside of a closed-door room for hours, while our nation is facing a deadly airborne virus. Yet the Senate majority is rushing this process and jamming President Trump's nominee through the Senate while people are actually voting, just 22 days before the end of the election. More than 9 million Americans have already voted, and millions more will vote while this illegitimate committee process is underway.
It has been said that the wheels of justice turn slowly, and justice, on the other hand, can move at lightning speed, as we are seeing here today. We cannot, and you watching at home should not, separate this hearing from the moment we are in and from the judge he is trying to rush through.
The painful reality that
Meanwhile, a large number of people gathered outside the Capitol Hill to protest against Barrett's confirmation process. Several were arrested moments before the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing began. A number of conservative Barrett supporters also showed up and demonstrated against the Roe v. Wade judgment. Amy Coney Barrett's nomination has cast doubts on the fate of the Affordable Care Act, abortion, and LGBTQ rights. LGBTQ advocates are alarmed and they fear that the appointment of another conservative judge would jeopardize the rights of gay and the trans community. Barrett defended judges who dissented against the landmark ruling that legalized gay marriage nationwide in 2015. Barrett said those who want same-sex marriage have every right to lobby in state legislatures to make that happen, but the dissent's view was that it wasn't for the court to decide. Barrett's nomination appears certain in a Republican-ruled Senate. The 6-3 conservative majority will follow as a natural consequence. The question is, how will Amy Coney Barrett fill in the late liberal Judge Ginsburg's shoes and do justice to her legacy?
I have been nominated to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat, but no one will ever take her place. I will be forever grateful for the path she marked and the life she led.
U.S. Election Desk, WION World is One.